Good morning, everybody. It's my weather report I like to start with. It's a beautiful day here. Definite hint of fall because it was in the 40s this morning when I went out earlier. So anyway, and I know it's chilly in West Virginia in the higher elevations, maybe even close to freezing. So always like fall in West Virginia. It's a beautiful time. We are day 9 of the shutdown. Unfortunately, as I've said numerous times to you all, it's a misery march. It's a road to nowhere. And we're seeing the effects of that. People who are reliant on government services, people who work for the government, our troops and others, are going to really feel the pinch next week because paychecks will be delayed. Unless Chuck Schumer and the Democrats, in my view, come to their senses and do what we should have done on the first 6 votes, which is to open the government very simply, nonpartisan. There are no bells and whistles on this bill that have Republican desires or wants. It's quite simply a 7-week reopening. Our leader, John Thune, has said numerous times we will begin negotiations on any kind of health care negotiations that Democrats and others want to talk about. And so I don't know why. For the good of the country, we can't just reopen the government. But I did get a hint of it yesterday when the leader of the Democrat senators said, "Every day for us gets better." I don't think so. I don't think every day for the country gets better. So who is he talking about? He's talking about his political party. Is this a political exercise to enhance the Democrat Party because they won't reopen the government? That's certainly what Chuck Schumer said yesterday. And I reject that. I think we have a lot of federal employees in our state, and we have more than a few people that are reliant on our federal services. We see some airports having challenges with air traffic control, our national parks, other things. And so the simple solution here is let's vote this, let's negotiate, and hopefully do more appropriations bills before the middle or end of November. So that's where we are right now. Yesterday, the president signed into law the last nominations that we did this week. 2 U.S. attorneys, Matt Harvey and Moore Capito, in the North and in the South. Very proud of both of them. And then also Mike Stewart to be general counsel at HHS. Huge job. And so congratulations to all 3 of them. I think they'll serve not just our state and our country, but our president very well. So with that, we'll open it up to questions.
So we will start with Charles Young with West Virginia News.
Hi, Senator.
Yes.
You mentioned, some of the delays that we've seen at airports so far. I believe there have been more than 15,000 flights since Monday that have been delayed. This is now starting, like you mentioned, to kind of ripple through the rest of the air travel infrastructure. Could you talk a little bit about how those kind of mounting pressures play into the negotiations? Is that something you guys are factoring in? Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. And yes, delays at the airport. They had a ground stop at DCA, I believe, yesterday. Nashville has had one. Burbank, California had to close, I think, their tower because they didn't have an air traffic controller. These are the kind of pressure points that are very difficult, but there's a whole host of other things out here. WIC funding, funding for our parks, funding for our troops, funding for our border agents. I could go on and on here, our Coast Guard and others. So the simple thing is, yes, this does build the pressure, most certainly. But to me, it builds the pressure to do the easiest and most simple thing, reopen the government and begin, all these things go away. And then we begin the negotiation in the business of appropriating, which we started for the first time. This is a bill that all of these Democrats have voted on in the affirmative 13 times under Joe Biden's administration. So there's no trick here. This is quite simply reopen the government, no strings attached until November the 21st while we negotiate some of the issues.
Our next question is from Latasha Hughes with WCHS. Latasha, go ahead.
Good morning. I'm sorry.
Nope, sorry. Go ahead.
With so many West Virginians depending on the ACA subsidies, what would you say to those who, are supporting the shutdown just because they support the extension? I think it was yesterday where there was a little bit of movement where there was a 1-year extension, but, that was rejected. What would you say to the West Virginians who are actually supporting this?
Well, I'm monitoring the situation with the ACA adjustments and subsidies. 60,000 West Virginians are affected by this. I have said more than a few times that the subsidy support should be going to the barber, the beautician, this mom and pop shop, those that are small business owners in most cases that can't afford insurance through any other, without any subsidization because of the expense. So first of all, the health system's broken, Obamacare's broken, but the subsidies do help and have helped. But we find cases in a lot of instances around the country where during COVID, it was expanded so there was no income limit. So let's do reforms while we're at this. Let's do reforms. It doesn't expire until the end of the year. The leader, John Thune, and I and many other Republicans have said repeatedly, we're willing to negotiate this. The president has said he will negotiate this. And so I think that we need to reopen the government so we can get negotiations going, so we can head off those high insurance announcements, which will begin on November the 1st.
Our next question is Bob Westfall with WTRF.
Good afternoon, Senator. Thanks
Hey, Bob.
for doing this. I appreciate it.
Sure.
I'm sure my colleagues will be talking about the shutdown and the ACA. I'm just curious, in light of data centers and AI, AEP and Appalachian Power has already come out and said their infrastructure couldn't handle the amount of power that's going to be out there. I myself just paid a $400 electric bill for 1 month. Power's going up, things like that. Where do we stand on the smaller nuclear power plants? That would be the savior of that industry, especially to bring data centers to our area, to our state.
Right. Well, I have been at the forefront of trying to get small modular reactors licensed and up and going. It's clean. It's very, very large amounts of gigawatts and kilowatts that can be provided in energy. We have a huge energy demand, not just AI and data centers, but all over. There's no reason in an energy-rich state like West Virginia that your power bill should be going up in the numbers that it has. We have coal, we have natural gas, and we need that nuclear to add to that baseload energy. I'm pushing the Nuclear Regulatory Commission every day to say, let's get the technology going, let's be the leader here, and let's get this up and running. But these are years away, and that's the discouraging part. So in the short run, we need to keep our coal plants burning. We need to keep building natural gas, and we need to keep the renewables going. We need everything. And so nuclear does hold great promise. I'm a big fan. I'm ready to help. I went out to the nuclear lab out in Idaho to see the technologies that are going forward. I think this could be very exciting for West Virginia because as some of our plants go offline, we have transmission, we're ready to go. It's already been permitted for an industrial use, so we have some advantages there. Nuclear does hold great promise, and I hope that West Virginia will seize this moment.
Our next question is from Rick Johnson with WOWK.
Hello, Senator.
Hey.
Do you support back pay for federal workers who have been furloughed or will be furloughed during the government shutdown?
I absolutely support back pay for federal workers who have been furloughed through no fault of their own. I voted like that, I believe, in whenever we had the vote last 2019 or 2018, when we had a smaller shutdown. This is, we shouldn't be at this point, really, Rick. What we should be doing is reopening the government and have business as usual. But yes, I support back pay for our furloughed federal employees.